Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First off, we begin with the weather. Let's go to meteorologist Josh Judge with your weather forecast.
Good afternoon, I'm meteorologist Josh Judge with a look at your forecast here on the web at WMUR.com. All right, well, it is certainly cold and windy out there, and as we go through the afternoon, let's take a look at this hour-by-hour temperatures. These are the feels-like temperatures, and as you can see, the wind and the very sub-zero feels-like wind chill values are well below zero right throughout the rest of the afternoon and into the evening. Look what happens, though, by early Tuesday morning. Finally, it starts off very cold and breezy, but it starts to let up. The wind does, and so the wind chill values at least won't be quite as cold for tomorrow. Lots of clouds out there, breaks of sunshine, and some of these snow showers that are to our north will be breaking out over parts of the mountains, especially just in and around the White Mountains, but possible a few stray flurries making their way farther south as well, as seen here on Futurecast this afternoon and into this evening, drying up and clearing out. Pretty sunny Tuesday for much of it. Late in the day, clouds thicken up ahead of the next weather system, which arrives on Wednesday during the afternoon and could bring first a burst of some snow and then some rain and mixed precipitation could be around. That could last into Thursday as well. For the rest of this afternoon, these are the high temperatures without the wind factored in, either side of zero and only single digits even in the warmest spots around the state. Can't really call it the warmest spots. For tonight, the low temperatures will be well below zero in some spots and down near either side of zero. Again, this does not include the wind, which will make it feel 10 to 20 or more below zero. And tomorrow, a little bit of a rebound and winds gradually lessening through the day and a decent amount of sunshine for Tuesday as well. So your extended forecast does show the Tuesday being one of the better days of the next several, although it does get a lot milder on Wednesday and Thursday, but both of those days will feature mixed rain and or snow showers at times, drying out again for the end of the week. That's a look at your forecast. Thanks for joining us, and stay warm.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And now let's take a look at your traffic this evening and see how your traffic is moving along this evening. And here's a look at your traffic this evening. We're seeing a lot of green roadways, and we have a few yellow spots and a few red spots as well. But a lot of people had no work today, so it will be probably a light ride home, but some people are coming back from their holiday travel, so it could be a little busy out there, but otherwise your traffic is moving pretty okay right now for this Monday evening commute home. But we will keep you updated if we get any major incidents to report. Now, let's get to your news. First up, Patriots advance to third consecutive Super Bowl, will face LA Rams. Patriots win 37-31 in overtime. New England Patriots are going to the third consecutive Super Bowl after beating the Kansas City's Chiefs in overtime on a crisp, cold night in Arrowhead Stadium. And let's watch this video of the fans celebrating after the big win. Here is WMUR News 9, Monica Fernandez.
An exciting night for Pats fans with high hopes.
I do think the Pats are going to make it. We're going all the way, so LFG, let's go.
There's nowhere else these fans would rather be.
Pretty happy. I mean, Brady needs another ring, so it's going to be good.
Lifelong fan Billy McCready made a pact. If the Pats go to Atlanta, so will he.
I worked with a couple guys, and we all agreed the other day, if they win this game, we're going to Atlanta and we're going to go to the Super Bowl.
Others say they tried to do their part to help the Pats get there. Any superstitious things that you do before a game, especially a big game like this?
I usually have a couple beers, but other than that, no.
I always try to wear one Patriots item, and then it usually ends up to be pretty good.
For diehard fan Mary Derry, cheering on the Pats at Billy's Sports Bar has become a family tradition.
My husband and my son, we've been doing this for a couple of years now, and we love it.
Oh, and certainly all the fans love the big win, and of course they will be here again to watch the Super Bowl and hope the Pats win that. Live in Manchester, I'm Monica Hernandez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And all of us here at the Riley King Network are very happy for the Patriots on winning. Congratulations, Patriots. Can't wait for the Super Bowl. Crews fight Hollis fire in extreme cold. Firefighters battle a fire at a landscaping company's building Monday morning in Hollis. The fire broke out at the building about 9:40 a.m. on Proctor Hill Road. I could smell it, neighbor Jen said. I live next door. I tried to call my husband, and he said they were trying to get the garage doors open, and they were frozen shut. Firefighters from New Hampshire and Massachusetts fought the blaze as temperatures hovered around 0 degrees. The company's owner's girlfriend, Erin, told WMUR everyone got out safely. I was driving down the street. I smelled this awful smell. I thought it was my car, she said, Erin. Nobody was here yet, so I called 911, but it was the back left of the shop. It could have been anything, but nobody was in there. There was no reports of any injuries. The cause of the fire was under investigation. These are some of the biggest MLK Day celebrations across the country. From Martin Luther King's birthplace to the nation's capital, Americans of all backgrounds are honoring the legacy of the slain civil rights leader today. Here's a snapshot of some major events commemorating MLK Day. In King's hometown of Atlanta, the historic Elizabeth Baptist Church is holding its annual Martin Luther King ceremonial service Monday morning. King served as co-pastor of Ebenezer Baptist from 1960 until his assassination in 1968. His funeral was held at the church. Monday's church service will engage members of various religious traditions and state, national, and international governments, according to the King Center, which was established by the civil rights icon, widow Coretta Scott King. The keynote speaker Monday will be Brian Stevenson, founder and executive director of Equal Justice Initiatives in Montgomery, in Alabama. For those outside of Atlanta, King Center encouraged the world to engage in volunteer service in tribute to the work and life of Dr. King. The MLK Memorial Breakfast in Washington, D.C. More than 1,100 people, including members of Congress, attended the nation's longest-running event honoring King Jr.'s legacy. The Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Breakfast in Washington, D.C. Shanann Webb, who was a young girl when she joined the Bloody Sunday March from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama, delivered the keynote address Monday morning. The National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, Tennessee. At the site where King was assassinated, the National Civil Rights Museum at the L'Oreal Motel is expecting as many as 7,000 to 8,000 visitors Monday. Attendees will celebrate the 90th anniversary of King Jr.'s birth, which was Tuesday. The focus of the celebration is community service and social and economic justice, a spokesperson with the museum said. Activists including day-long performance, youth-centered education, and healthy community profile and the museum experience. In the spirit of the service, the museum will hold its annual Mid-South Food Bank Drive and Lifeblood Drive and service as a center for community resource and engagement. New Hampshire House Senate leaders weigh emergency bill to pay unemployment benefits to unpaid federal workers. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
And breaking right now out of Concord, WMUR has learned that leadership in the state House and Senate are considering an emergency bill to allow furloughed federal workers to get state unemployment benefits. A joint statement from Senate President Donna Soucy and House Speaker Steve Shurtleff also says they are considering using surplus state money to replace lost funding for federal programs. And they urge President Trump and New Hampshire's delegation to work to reopen the federal government. We'll keep an eye on that.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And the markets were closed today on this Martin Luther King holiday, but they'll be back open tomorrow here in the U.S. Joe Biden, white American, has to admit there's still a systemic race. Former Vice President Joe Biden, speaking at a breakfast Monday morning in Washington, D.C., honoring Martin Luther King Jr., said that white Americans need to acknowledge and admit the fact that systematic racism still exists and must be rooted out. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a wonderful Monday night and stay safe and stay warm out there this evening, everyone. And we'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night, everyone. Bye.